Hello and welcome to this episode of Jocks and Jills. It's brought to you by SharkNinja, Shark Beauty, Shark Home, and Ninja Kitchen. And today we want to tell you about the Shark Power Detect 2-in-1 robot vacuum cleaner and mop with Never Touch Pro Base. This combined vacuum and mop is designed for better, faster, and smarter cleaning with low maintenance. It automatically empties debris into the 60-day capacity bin, refills its own water tank for up to 30 days, and washes and dries the mopping pad after every clean. If you want to get your hands on one of these or any SharkNinja, Shark Beauty, Shark Home, or Ninja Kitchen, we have a promo code for you. It's JOCKS15. Make sure you're using that. SharkNinja is a proud founding partner of the PWHL, our presenting sponsor here at Jocks and Jills.
All right, what's up, everybody? Episode 51 coming at you hot and heavy. Surprise, surprise. We got Bucky's on the horn with us. Julia is basically swimming in her basement. It is crazy flooded. And so she's dealing with, I don't know, just kind of a lot right now. Probably living in rubber boots with a pail, hucking water out of her basement window. Bucky's has graciously stepped in for us to co-host with me. Saddle up, Bucky's. You ready for this?
I am so ready. I am no Julia Teixeira, but I'm going to try my best today, everybody. I'm fired up to be here.
Girl, you're Emma Buckles and everybody loves it. Just a little side note, doesn't hurt our feelings, but everywhere we go, if Bucky's tagging along with us, everyone comes up to us and tells us that Buckles is their favorite. So we get it. So we're delivering it to you now.
Oh, that's beyond sweet. But you know what? I've been having a blast on the road, meeting so many of you guys actually recently. Montreal on Monday, CCM event.
Yeah.
We got to see so much cool stuff. We're rocking it right now, Tess.
Yeah. Well, mine's in the back here.
Right in the back. I'm rocking my Barbie sweatshirt. And there's some more cool stuff I think we got to share right now, no?
Yes. So I talked about it on the last pod. I don't know if you listened, but I couldn't show the rollerblades. So, you know, Bucky's and I play with the Shirley Girlies. And when our Shirley Girlies on ice season ends, we roll right into roller hockey. And I was talking about the rollerblades. I can finally show everybody, look at these badass rollerblades.
Come on.
Just on average, tell me how fast you think I'm going to be. Maybe even if I'm not fast, I'm going to look at these bad boys.
And you know what? And our white boats will even look better, Tess,
They will
with
look
those
so
things.
cooler.
The colorway, it's just so beautiful. If you're not watching this right now, you gotta hop over to YouTube to see the colorway of these bad boys. The roller skates are beautiful.
They're the FT890R. Give it a Google if you're on your own. If you're driving, just wait. Pull over, maybe throw the four-ways on, have a peek. Yeah. They're pretty badass. But CCM doing a lot of great things because this game is looking a lot more colorful these days. The Barbie by CCM collection is officially here, people, to grow the sport by celebrating self-expression and elite performance. We're talking new jet speed FTW Pro Tech meets the limitless spirit of Barbie with everything from pro-level sticks to exclusive apparel. Bucky's and I were ripping one-timers, by the way, with these sticks. They're awesome. It's gear designed for every dreamer on the ice. Shop the collection at ccmhockey.com because in this game, you can be anything. And we love that they are embracing that because that's what this league stands for. That's what we're all about here. Honestly, the gear is pretty friggin' awesome. So go check it out and get yourself some. And your daughter too. I mean, she deserves it.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Bucky's, let's get to the headlines. We're ripping through here.
All right, we got some big news here. We got Ally and Scripps sports partner with PWHL to deliver the first ever nationally televised game in the U.S.
Woo!
Big time news. We got Ion to telecast New York Sirens versus Montreal Victoire game Saturday, March 28th at 1 p.m. Eastern, live from the Little Caesars Arena in Detroit.
Oh, takeover tour game. And you know, Detroit always delivers. Like, there's going to be Taylor Swift sing-alongs. It's going to be a potty. And it's always a great game, I find, in Detroit. I think didn't they all go to like shootout, I feel like? I might be wrong. And I know that our fans are going to correct me, but I feel like 2 have gone to a shootout for show at Little Caesars Arena. So they're in for a good one. And they always pack the rink. Always pack in the rink.
They want a team. Every single time. You see those signs. I got to play in one of those games as a player in Detroit. And it was one of my favorites. I think I was singing along with most of the people as well. And
as we all were.
Yeah.
You were just in gear.
It's going to be a great time.
Focus, Buckles, focus.
Oh, for real. Okay, but now in other news, not so great news, we got Bilka LTIR. Seattle Torrent fans, I'm so sorry. The Seattle Torrent have announced today that the team has placed forward Hannah Bilka on long-term injury reserve, and they have signed rookie forward Jada Habish to a PWHL SPA. Bilka sustained an upper body injury while representing the U.S. and winning gold at the Olympics, and will be out of the Torrent lineup for the remainder of the 25-26 season. Remainder, Tessa.
That, you know what, that sucks for Seattle Torrent fans and for their team and their coaching staff. But like, pulling it back big picture here, Bilka's got a very long career. So I'm glad she's going to nip this in the butt and hopefully take very good care of herself, get whatever treatment is needed to come back 100% for the seasons to come. So I hope she's okay. And, you know, this is something that she can repair and come back at 100% because she's going to be in this league for a long time. And what a great opportunity for Jada Habish. I mean, let's be honest, you know, this is a season where it's been announced that there will be an expansion next year. So prove what you got, because there's going to be a team you can land on. And, you know, tough go for Bilka, but what a great opportunity for Habish. So good for her. All right, let's get to the games, Bucky. Boston was in Vancouver. They are on a road trip. They've been on one since feels like forever, but it's been since Milano Cortina, since the Olympic break. They hit the road. Tough road sked for them, but it was their first visit to Pacific Coliseum, and they liked it there, apparently. The fans there are awesome. I love you guys, by the way. You're all so awesome. You buy in for your team. You're loud. You make noise. You get it. You love the game. Unfortunately for them, Boston extended their current win streak to 6 games. They move into first place with the win. For now, obviously. They had another game. They went back-to-back in Seattle. We'll get to that game in a minute. But it marks a 10th straight game in a row for Boston that's been decided by 1 goal. And I know you and I have talked about it off air, Bucky, as we mentioned on the podcast here. Courtney Kennedy's touched on it a little bit, and she will again in her segment. But it's good to know how to win 1 goal games. But like, you kind of gotta make that's a lot of pressure for Frankel and their goaltenders to keep them in. You gotta score. You gotta score.
I was gonna say, when it gets deep into the season here, you can't bank on 1 goal games.
No.
Frankel, once again, unbelievable game, 25 saves. She might just have to figure out how to score goals soon if Boston doesn't figure it out. But it was also a great duel of the goaltenders.
Yeah.
Kristen Campbell, 25 saves. Played so well. And it's so great to see Soupy in between the pipes and playing so well for her team.
I felt like Boston had the scouting report on her, though. Both goals were scored in the same spot, low glove. Is that like common? Like, and I'm going to assume that ladies share knowledge on goaltenders that they know. You've 100%. Been in the locker room. Is that what takes place?
100%. There's definitely a pre-scout that takes place. And at a point, you also get to know these goaltenders over time with international play and now so much PWHL play that word gets around. And they definitely converted on those chances and knew a weak spot of Soupy's.
Yeah, Wynn's goal had some heat though, eh?
I could hear the Wynn brothers from afar. Like the ground was rumbling.
Those quads were flexed and they were stomping. Good for her. I love to see Wynn. That was, I think, her second of the season. Nice to see her find the back of the net, pot a goal. Like I said from the beginning, since before she was drafted, just a big fan of that kid. She plays hockey the right way.
I've been talking to some people around the league, and the words that I've been hearing, it's just like she has been the real game changer for this Boston group, and nice. I couldn't agree more. Like they, have had great rosters in the first 2 seasons, but something's been different this year. And,
you know what it is? She's so steady Eddie. You know, you always know what you're getting from her, and I feel like that breathes confidence into a team to be able to do 100%. Stuff when she's out there. You're not nervous, and if she can contribute like she did in this game, bonus, baby. Speaking of bonuses, Shea Maloney's working for one. Apparently, she likes game winners. Last 2 goals have been game winners. She's turning my head.
Truly. She's turning heads both on and off the ice. She's also made our Fits of the Week on J&J Instagram. Check that out if you can. But yeah, she's looking really good on and off the ice, Tessa.
Yeah. Hard fought, nice goal. It was like a partial break, wheels in, low glovey on Soup, and that's the game winner. Van, on the other hand, they need to find a way to score as well. Both these teams. I was just like, who's going to be scoring in this game? What's the score going to be? 1-0? Kinda.
It's going to be rock, paper, scissors in the end.
Seriously, yeah. 1 goal in each of their last 3 games for Vancouver. gotta find a way to convert on that offense. Not like they're not getting chances, right? Not like they're not getting chances. They are. Just gotta find a way to convert. I don't know. Find a new way to fuel you, I guess. Oh, you know what'll fuel them?
What?
New at Pizza. I don't know if you know this. We'll get one sent to you. You're going to meet their new teammate. It's called the Volcano Dipper. You can pull, rip, and dip your slice into a molten volcano-shaped center filled with their iconic creamy garlic sauce. Built for sharing during the game or keeping all to yourself, Buckies. We don't judge here. If you're serious about the creamy garlic sauce, I know you are. This one delivers. The Volcano Dipper available now at Pizza. Double dipping encouraged, but you don't have to because we heard Courtney Kennedy does not like that. Where do you stand on the double dip, Bucks?
You know what? I'm open to it. I'm definitely open to it. I can understand Courtney Kennedy's perspective, but I don't think I could be sharing this creamy garlic volcano
so it's going to be to yourself.
This is going to be to myself, and I'm going to be double, triple, quadruple dipping all to myself. I can't wait. I can't wait to get my hands on this.
I love it. All right, let's get to Boston and Seattle. Boston going back-to-back in this one. 3-2 win for Seattle, the 8th place team, defeating the 1st place team in front of 13,350 fans for their first win since Jan 20th, and all 13,350 of those fans had something to cheer about. This was a good game. Love this for Seattle, especially after, the news broke on Wednesday about Bilka. But we've been saying it, Buckies, if you could score more than 2 on Boston, there's like pretty much a 100% chance you're going to win. So Seattle just proven our point. Gutsy effort by their team. Love it. Got to give a shout out to Corrine Schroeder. Country Schroeds is what we call her.
Country Schroeds.
Take me home. She did. Solid game by her as well. Abby Levy was in net for Boston in this one. There was a lot of goaltending questions going on in our Dr. Jill segment or Send It segment. I can't remember which one, but this was a game where Frankel got a rest, and rightfully so. I mean, she's been humming since the Olympics.
Truly, she needs to get her hands on the volcano dipper and kick her feet up a little bit. But this was a interesting game, Tessa. I don't know. It wasn't looking promising in the beginning there for Seattle.
Yeah, the double deflection goal on Schroeds. You saw her look at the bench like, oh, is it going to be one of these? And it was like, no, Schroeds, refocus, girl. You got this.
Yeah.
Carp
and then
said,
Schroeds was like, okay, buckle up, you guys. Saulnier gets a quick breakaway. And she's like, okay, this is going to be the turning point. I'm going to shut this down. And the girls are going to get on their horse. And did they? There was an absolute great play by Tayrosh as a defender. Tessa, you knew this was a work of art. So much pressure going on, chaos. Tayrosh finds a really good first pass to Carp, and Carp does the rest. Carp does the rest.
Give it to Carp. I will say this. We interviewed Tayrosh, Aneta Teralova, a while back. We haven't aired her interview yet. You'll hear it in a little bit, in a couple epis, but we have that effect on people. I don't know if you know this, Buckies, but like when we get people on, they just start ripping points. So we're going to get an assist on her assist, okay?
I'm fired up. Even just being on here today, I'm expecting really good things to happen in my life. So
yeah. But Carp doing gross things. And I feel like every time Carpenter scores, she just like ignites our chat where you just write, I don't know, either disgusting or gross or filthy. And I respond back with a barf face. Like she's too
insanity.
Good.
She's too good. Like, I mean, as a defender, like it seems fine. I mean, you saw the replay. There's 3 Boston players with one.
You think you got
Carp.
her in a space that's not dangerous, and she's like, "Hold my beer."
Yeah, she's on her backhand. Like it seems completely safe, but once again, it's Carp. Yeah. You can't give her any time and space, and she just shows you why again and again. So
yeah. There could be no net, but she finds the net. It's crazy. Michaela Grant-Mantis, got to give a shout out to her. I feel like it's been some momentum building for her over the past, what I want to say, 5 games maybe, where she's like truly starting to get going. You can see the confidence. You can see like she's really defining her game, if that makes sense. Gets a jailbreak in this one.
Massive.
Breakaway. I thought that, and the defender that was chasing her was on her back, and I was just like, oh, she's just going to try and get a shot off. Nah. Pulls a move. Gets a game-tying goal. Beautiful. He's huge smile in that fishbowl of hers. I was like, nice. This is like, good for you. Ride this. Like, your team needs this right now because you're missing your top 2 forwards. So, like,
100%.
Secondary's got to step up, and they did. She gets a game-tying goal. I think it was like a minute and a bit later. Sir Dax is finding the back of the net on a juicy rebound. Happy she got this because You didn't play with Sir Dax, did you?
I did not, no.
No.
I played against her many years.
Oh, fun. Not fun. For those wondering, she's very skilled. And here's my thing with Sir Daphne. She's been a player just begging to find, traction in this league. And like, she was an amazing goal scorer in the NCAA. I think her skill set is there. Like, I would not work with her on skills at all in this league. I think it's getting used to and familiar with the style of play that takes place in the PWHL and really get her hockey IQ going. And I think it was working there for her because she was in the right spot. She's a big body. She's strong. She's got hands on her. And she just went to the front of the net. Nice little juicy rebound for her. And she just hammered that thing. And I'm surprised it didn't go through the net. But nice to see all three of these players score. Carp should be scoring every game. But now MGM and Sir Dax, like, you start rolling the ball downhill. This team needs you. You guys need points to climb yourselves out of the basement.
It's huge for Seattle to have everybody contributing now. And it's great to see great players getting rewarded for all the little things they're doing. Sir Daphne, Bucky, great players. Yeah. They've been knocking on the door. They're finally getting their chances rewarded here.
Yeah. Last game on this 5-game road trip for Boston's going to be a doozy. It's going to be number 1 versus number 2. Boston taking on Montreal in Montreal. It's going to be crazy up in that building.
It's going to be actually. The DJ, the crowd, it's going to be
slinging.
Get your popcorn, everybody. If you aren't there in the building.
Everywhere. Seattle, on the other hand, starting their own 5-game road trip of their own. So maybe they can ask Boston for some notes on how to survive.
Just tons of snacks.
The Buggies, I'm not sure if you're aware, but do you know what time it is?
Do I hear something? I think, is it that time?
Oh, it is.
It's time for Courtney's Corner.
Yes, it is. It is time for Courtney's Corner. We are stoked about this one because I feel like a lot of people forget, Court, that exactly how the standings work and how once you're eliminated from the playoffs, you can't just tank and end in last place to get first overall pick. You actually have to work for it, which is one of the things I absolutely love about this league because you can't just throw a season away. You actually owe it to your fans to make every game count and actually go for something. And it's not just
matters.
being everything matters. Every point, every game matters, which is, I mean, for the fans, it's the best. For the league, it's the best. For the integrity of the game, it's the best. So, like, props to the league and Jana Heffern and everybody who put these rules in place because I dig it. But it puts some teams in tough spots. Specifically right now, I want to talk about the Seattle Torrent, who recently just announced that Hannah Bilka is on the LTIR, which not great news. Hillary Knight also on the LTIR, not great news. The team has the second lowest goals for in the league right now. Also tough sledding. By the time you heard this episode, they will have played Boston. We don't know how that's going to go, but Boston doesn't put up many goals. We'll touch on that in a moment. But for Seattle, I mean, you're sitting at the bottom of the barrel right now with 2 of your top point getters, Olympians to boot, on the sidelines looking in.
Yeah.
And you don't want to assume that you're out of the playoffs because I don't think you really ever are in this league until they tell you aren't. But then once you are eliminated, you want that number 1 overall pick, right? Let's just say. Right. But then you have to continue to earn gold points. So for everyone that doesn't understand, once you get eliminated, every point you get goes towards earning the number 1 overall pick. Okay? If Seattle gets eliminated and only collects 6 points, let's say, and let's say Vancouver also gets eliminated, but they manage to win more games after getting eliminated and they collect 8 points, they earn the overall pick, even if you finish dead last. So for Seattle right now, I guess, what is your main concern? Or if you're a coach, you're looking at this team, are you reinventing the identity? Are you reinventing the systems? What are you doing to help generate offense, let's say, or even play stronger defense to help your goalies out back there to earn wins?
I mean, the good part is you can actually mentally shape it to your team that right now, like, you can see the end. So it's like we quite literally need points. And that's the name of the game. And so you're going to the drawing board and seeing how can we get these? How can we get these points without those players involved? Where's your depth? And like, just from watching them play, like, Carpenter's out there and Eldridge can score. We know that. And Gosling, like, they actually we're working well. As I watch them play, I like watching them play together. They're starting to, gel a little bit, but then there's just a drop off for me. And it's like, there's no connections. There's no next guy. There's no movement up ice as a unit of 5. And so what I worry about is you're able to like piece this game together to find a way to get the puck in the back of your net. When they're in the zone, if they're on the power play, for example, I find them incredibly dangerous. I do. But you're running out of time and you're missing 2 players who quite literally need to be in the lineup to kind of allow this chemistry and really see what this team's capable of. So I just think it's a very unfortunate, timing, which everyone understands with the Olympics. You go to a major tournament, you're putting it all out there, you don't know what comes back. Yeah. But how do you get your points? How do you find your win? You got to find a way to score goals, and then you got to find a way to defend them in the neutral zone. Stop letting gap up, get in there, make it hard. What's the difference? Yeah. You almost have to play like
the way
every
Team
game
Canada
is
did
survival.
Against the Americans.
You have to, and you have to come with that energy. And that means you need a lot of buy-in from every single player. And there has to be belief that it matters and that we can do this together. And then dial it back and go one game at a time, one period at a time. Yeah. Because I think every team has the ability and the players to kind of make shifts and get something done and change it up. And so it's just now on the will of the player and the motivation to kind of stick together and do it. But it's a hill. It's a hill.
Well, that's what they need to understand too. That's like, point number 1. This is going to be work. And it's going to be every day. We're working on this. And I expect you to work when you're out there, when I tap you on the back and say you're up kind of thing.
Yeah, be a little tougher to play against.
That's it.
You can actually control that. So let's say you're flubbing pucks here or there. You can back check. You can reload. You can be really hard to play against. And turnovers you give turnovers to Alex Carpenter. That's in the back of the net.
Yeah.
So how are you setting up? You have I think Alex Carpenter is one of the top players ever and will continue to be. And so it's just like, how are we finding ways to get that kid odd man rushes? Because she'll put it in like that breakaway goal. Like that's on Phillips. That's an amazing goalie. And that's what Carp can do. How are you getting her ice? How are we open ice to put in the back of the net?
Give her more space in plays like that where she has that opportunity to do that. And I think their power play too was impressive with, I think it's funny where, and I talked about it on the last pod where Alex Ovechkin's got his office and he just rips shots from there. And I'm like, just put a guy there and it's a 4-on-3. That's what you're defending. And Eldridge has her office right on the side of the net. And I'm
she can just put it in. She's strong. And those players who just, when they swing at it, it goes in. Like other kids swing at it too. It's just different with certain players, and she's one of those special players. And it's just watching that power play. I'm like, you have Carp have that puck, she'll find that seam. So I like that Eldridge is there, and I like that she delivers because that's a hard deliver to make. It's not as easy as it looks.
It's impressive to say the least. Goaltending, I find, has been up and down for them this season. And everyone's like, oh, the goalie's having a tough season, or a goalie changed teams and they're not performing as well as with a different team. And I'm not a coach, you are, but I always say it matters how you defend in front of that goalie. So certain goalies have certain styles, and sometimes certain styles of defense allow for different types of attacks more than others. And some goalies can't defend specific attacks as well as other ones. So for goaltending's sake, do you feel like there should be a little bit of, like you said, obviously shut it down in the neutral zone, so that's going to eliminate.
Don't even let them in.
That'll help.
Don't even let them in.
But
make them earn it. Yeah.
Whenever your goalies are up and down, I always like to bring it back to simplicity, where it's just like clog the middle. And there's no seam passes. There's no nothing. Everything from the outside. You're picking up sticks in front. You're dumping anybody that's trying to swing at a puck. Should they just play this very simple, I don't want to say boring, but simple, extremely simple style of hockey just to help them dig themselves out of this?
Yeah, when I watch them sometimes, you see a first touch by like Bonzi. She gets puck and then makes the great outlet. And then that next play doesn't happen.
Right.
It doesn't happen. And so I do think they have opportunities to break out clean, and they're not. And I feel it's because they don't have like the skater who's 2 passes away. It's almost like they don't know it's them. And so once this hits the outlet, there's no next play. And so then it ends up being a turnover. And on that turnover, I find they don't grab bodies. They don't sort and take out and eliminate danger, allowing goalie just to get shot. Right. And so I think there could be a little more sense of urgency. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
From their decor center to sort and grab bodies within that first second of a change of play. Because that's what I was just noticing is I felt like almost like the first time Canada played USA in the Olympics. It just looked like they were watching the play develop and then reacting to it. And I think they can be better than that. And that's just like, that's a conversation. And then it's a buy-in and then everyone's saying, I will do that. But the kid who's 2 passes away, dial it in, know it's you, get the feet going, let's get some chips, let's get some speed.
Yeah.
And really try to catch whoever team you're playing off guard. Chip and go, speed net. You know, imagine you getting pucks and you're always putting it in their end and that whole team all game is trying to grab it, break it out, grab it, break it out. That's a wear and tear. You got to do something different to, you know, and then mentally the other team's like, we can't even sustain offensive zone. You know, you got to get in their brains a little bit. So what are you doing? And then into your point, when there is urgency, oh my God, there's a turnover, blocking it up, you have to block that shot. You have to take away passes, especially dot lane, you know, like the Royal Road. You can't allow those passes. That breaks your goalie. And so I think there are quick fixes because you have smart players. These athletes, they know how to play the game. Yeah. It's just assigning it and then holding them accountable to it.
Yeah, the accountability, I think, is huge too, because it's like my kids. The second you say, like, we're not going to go do that, if you do that again, and then you do it again, and then you don't go do it, then they're like, okay, they're not messing around. Next time they say that, they mean business.
Yeah, I can kind of do that a lot.
Yeah. And then if you don't follow through, they're going to do it every time because they know they don't care.
Now it's a habit. And then now it's a habit.
Yeah. And
you don't want the habit to be that. You need to be like, why, if you're out and you're the last team, why not go change it up and be a little bit more aggressive and
you got nothing
and almost
to lose.
Cheat. Yeah. Cheat to place, cheat to anticipation. Why not? What's the difference? You know?
Bang on. Let's jump to the top of the standings then now. Because I feel like the league is so tight and every team, especially throughout the Olympic break, they were working with the players that were home, were working on things and fine tuning them, and they got to approach practice differently. But for Boston, again, another close 2-1 overtime win over Vancouver on Tuesday night. Again, just not a lot of goals coming from them, yet they are finding ways to win. And they are playing relatively the right way, but like, is this sustainable? Like, can you only score 1, maybe 2 goals a game and then just look back at Frankel and be like, keep doing that? Because there's still 14 games left on the season for most of them.
Yeah, there's a lot of season left in a weird way. Like there isn't, but there is, depending on where you're at. If I'm Boston, there's a lot of season left to hold on to this thing. Yeah. And so as a goalie, like, no, I'm not a goalie, but like just from working with goalies and working on teams, like there's a lot of pressure for a defensive unit in general to know they have to keep it at 0 or maybe just 1. Now, you want to do that always, but you know, that's a lot of pressure throughout a season, knowing that your best way to win is a shutout because in some cases you're only putting 1 or 2 in.
Well, especially sitting at the top when you know you're constantly flip-flopping with that top spot with Montreal, and Montreal's got their secondary scoring cruising right now. And everybody on that roster, aside from Ambrose, is relatively healthy. Right. I mean, you got to be looking over your shoulder thinking, okay, what's coming here? Because playoffs are the furthest thing from easy.
And you don't want to be holding on to this lead. You want to be now thriving and going forward. You don't want to just be like, it's the worst thing you can do is get a lead and then just like hold on to it and just, I hope we can. No. You got to, now's the time to step up and get it done. Like you're Boston. Go get it done. Yeah. You know, last year you fall short. You have Frankel. The kid can make the game done. Like she can win games. Yeah. Because you need to score goals and they have the ability to do it. But that really needs to start being the focus because like as a fan, it's my like favorite team, right? It's like you run out of excuses for why they can't score. And it's like you have the offensive pressure. You're great at filling lanes and getting, back in there and taking away offense from other teams. But why can we not put it in the back of the net? And how are we creating plays off of our wonderful forecheck? Like, how are we creating a play off of that and not just chucking it? Make the play, bury it, and start to pull away, knowing that you have Franklin net. Because teams know they need to somehow find a way to score 3, knowing that the Fleet can score 2. Yeah. Imagine if the Fleet can say, you know what, we can score 4. We can score 3. Now, you need to score 4 against Frankel? I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
If you can do that. I just don't.
There's a lot of season left, though, for Frankel to play. No way she's playing all the remaining games. I mean, can she? And then playoffs?
She's an animal. I mean, she loves it. Like, just knowing her personality. Like, she wants the net. She wants to be in the net. She loves it. But it's just a lot of pressure when you know that you have to, you really, like, going into every game, it's like, it's a lot on your shoulders, even to set the table for the first period, to keep it at 0. Because, you know what I mean? Like, it's a lot. And she can physically do it. She can mentally do it. She's an absolute stud. Yeah. But just in coaching a team, you don't want to be relying in one, like, sole facet. It's like, we need to find a way to be threatening on a lot of different fronts. And I just think 5-on-5 hockey, how can we put more in the back of the net just to create a little separation throughout a game rather than playing pins and needles hockey with trying to get overtime wins all the time.
Yeah, that's a lot of Caesar salad for Aaron Frankel to be eaten in between periods and stuff. Just to
I know you got to be adding a chicken. There's definitely a protein. It's not just straight up Caesar.
In Canada, we got a drink called a Caesar. So originally, I was like,
"Is that not just a Bloody Mary?"
It's different than a Bloody Mary. It's different juice.
Yeah,
there's Clamato juice and then there's tomato juice.
And I'm allergic to Clamato.
Are you?
I've done this before. I've done one of those, and I had I had never again. But it's similar to a bloody. Yeah, never again. You don't risk that twice. But it was delicious.
When we do bevies, you're doing a Bloody Mary.
Keep out the Clamato. No Clamato.
Take note, everybody. Don't ever buy her a Caesar if you see her in Canada. I love it. Court, thanks for chatting,
just a Bud Light will do. Actually, with that light, I like that. That's a good beer. I like that.
Okay. Throwing it back. You ever had a Labatt 50?
No. Should I?
No. It was like your grandfather's beer that you stole out of the fridge and you're like, man, I should just not drink this and put it back.
Yeah, why do they drink beer? Who drinks beer? Yeah.
You know what I mean? Oh,
I do.
Anyways, good chatting. We'll see how this season continues to play out. I mean, for everybody listening, we haven't been able to watch the Boston-Seattle game. We recorded this on Wednesday, so it's happening tonight. But it'll be interesting to see how these two teams fare up, how many goals, if any, are going to be scored in that one. But a lot of season left to play. I can't wait to see the standings go into a full Yahtzee. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun finish.
It's the exciting time. So fans, like, dial in, start figuring it out, watch it. This is where it gets very, very exciting to see, like, you sneeze and you can move, so it's fun. This is why we do this. This is why we watch the game. It's the best.
Totally. This is why we love our chats. Thanks, Court. Gotta love Court. We're actually going to see her in Boston for the PWHL fantasy camp. So expect some great content coming from us, people. Court on ice as a coach is the best. We love Coach Court. She's just a beauty.
Yeah, O'Donoghue's, get ready. Get some extra kegs in store for Tessa, Julia, and Courtney. Oh, man.
All right, we got a great interview coming up for everybody. This one delivered by Pizza, introducing the new Volcano Dipper. Pull, rip, and dip your slice into a molten volcano-shaped center filled with their classic creamy garlic sauce. She's a beauty. She was one of the first episodes we've ever dropped on Jocks and Jills. Miss Taylor Heise'S from Team USA, Olympic gold medalist. We can add to her resume now. She takes us into the Olympic Games, inside Athletes Village, and everything in between, meeting Snoop, the celebration, all this good stuff. We're not going to make you wait. Here's Miss Taylor Heise'S. All right, it is a pleasure. I feel like we started you were one of our first, were you our first guest?
I think it was me and Rock.
Like you and Abby were our first two, and I love that because we're going back to back with both of y'all again, which is wicked.
I love it.
I know. I'm talking to you after watching you just absolutely dominate a game in Toronto. Props to you, and thank you for sticking around to saying hi to my daughter and her friend.
She's the cutest. They were the cutest kids. Oh my goodness.
You know what? You actually played the perfect game because when we were tapping on the boards to get pucks and warm-ups, I was like, there's 27. That's Miss Taylor. We're going to try and meet her after. And I was like, watch her when she plays. You play like her. And you just like popped off with one of the best games. I was like, fuck, I look really smart right now. So every time you're out there yelling 27, I'm like, yeah, that's her. That's her.
So
Anyways. And then it blew their minds. When I told them that you had won an Olympic gold and you're an Olympic gold medalist and they had watched you play. So thank you for being a fantastic role model and just like a cool person and a badass hockey player for all these young players that are watching you growing up.
That's the goal.
Let's talk about the Olympics a little bit. Your first one under your belt. Was it everything you dreamed of and more? Did it go as planned, obviously?
We won. But yeah, it was very, very special. Definitely a moment in time that I want to freeze and that I want to just like freeze frame it and never let it go. Cause I think it was such a special time, and to have the team that we did, I think made it even better. Truly to this day, Hillary said it, but I think it's the best women's US team we've had, and props to everyone on that team because everyone stepped up. And from what you've seen now in the injury reports, you can see how many people were actually hurt and how many people were dying on the inside just to play in those games. And I think the props to Kendall, Hillary, Bilka, like anyone that came out. I came out unscathed. Everyone else, I don't know. But they were amazing. And I think like that team's so cool, and the experiences I got to have. And like, I just try to record it all and do everything that I can to have it on my phone so I can like look back at it. And sometimes on off days like today, I'll go back and just look at all the videos and do all that stuff because it's just so fun. And now, you got to wait 4 years, which is very depressing, but super fun all around.
I don't think anybody's ever going to argue with the best team that has ever taken the ice in an Olympic jersey in any country, like hands down. You guys were all bosses. Did you have your like welcome to the Olympics moment? I know everybody says it's the opening ceremonies, but is that kosher for you too? Same?
Yeah. I remember asking Grace all these questions. I'm like, so like, how crazy is it? Like, we have a game soon. Like, my legs hurt. Like, we're standing in line for 2 hours.
I know.
Waiting with my 10-pound boot, one on each foot. Like, I was sitting there and I literally woke up with shin splints the next day. Can we talk about that? Yeah. Oh yeah. Like my front of my shins were on fire, but it was well worth it. We got out there and I remember like my eyes were like, whoa. Cause it was a huge stadium, the lights and like, the Olympic rings and everything. That's when I took the most videos because I was like, man, this is insane. And then like going back and sleeping and waking up the next day, I'm like, well, now it's real. And now it's started. Because we got there earlier. We got there like 6 or 7 days before that started. But yeah, it was a crazy like 25, 26 days. And now like back to real life is like, it feels weird. That feels like a dream. It felt like a movie that I was in. Like I was filming a movie and then now I'm back. So,
and it's the ultimate hype video that you can just access on your phone.
I know. It's crazy.
You guys had some pretty wicked fits. Some questionable. That wrap skirt, I'm still trying to wrap my head around. Yep. What was your favorite one, like Olympic piece of clothing that you received? Is it the sweatshirt you're wearing?
No, I love this sweatshirt. This is like, I get everything in an XL, obviously, so I can wear it big and then Parker can wear it if he wants to.
Yeah.
But I would definitely say probably the funniest thing is I gave my mom all the things that I'm like, okay, I'll never wear this for right now. And her and her friends that came over, they did a fashion show. Yeah. I'm going to have to see if my mom saved the video because
send it.
I will send it to you. They did like a fashion show wrap skirt. This shirt, I was like, this is terrible. A hat that I was like, never going to wear that. A fedora, Oakley sunglasses that reminded me of like people that wear them in softball. Like just stuff that you'll never wear. But my favorite thing was probably the Nike and Ralph Lauren hoodies. I just love any like big hoodie. And there's this like knit cashmere set. And of course, cashmere Grace. She wore it like 3 times. She loves that. So.
That piece, every person that I saw wearing it, I was like, oh God, I will pay
so
you
comfy.
money. I'm not even American, but I want that thing. And it looks awesome. You guys, your Olympic fits were off the charts.
Top number one for sure. When we got to do that experience, that's probably also my other welcome to the Olympics moment. When we got to go in there and I'm like, unlimited shopping. Hillary's like, this is gonna be her dream. Like everyone else in this team's gonna have fun, but this is Taylor's dream. We're gonna let her live her dream. Everyone watch out. Let her do what she wants to do. This is it.
Yeah, you had your own room. Guys, just give her space.
Yeah, give her the space she needs. The skim store, let her have it. Like it was funny.
I dig it. I know the Olympics are busy and like that's priority numero uno, but like were you able to get out and do some cool stuff? Like, what was your schedule like?
So on the certain off days we had, I remember the day before, I'm like, yeah, mom, like, let's go to lunch. Like, let's like, dad's going to want to find a pool to swim in, whatever. She's like, oh, we're going to Venice. And I'm like, okay.
So never mind you.
So I'm going to go hang out with the Zolwinkels is what you're telling me. Because I know they won't leave their daughter. And they were like, oh, Taylor. And I'm like, I don't even hold it against you. Because if I could go travel to Venice, I would go to Venice. And it like Parker and his mom and like they were traveling all over too. So usually I would say my favorite were game days is I'd wake up and then Grace and I would get breakfast and then I'd go on a walk with my family. Parker would usually show up if his mom was there, we walked with her too. Like we do like a 30-minute walk, stop at the grocery store, get some fresh fruit and a croissant. And then I would like go about my day after that. But like just a chill morning like that, I never get that. So it's fun to just like chill and have fun. But we found some really good pizza places. Grace and I went on a lot of walks. And then I had booked Parker's like Airbnbs for his mom and him and his brother pretty close. So we got to just like figure out the ice cream shops and gelato and stuff.
Nice.
So. And then, of course, Grace, we found our way onto like the most expensive shopping street in Milan that I've ever seen. And it was like out of Harry Potter. Like, I don't know. There's only special people on that street. And I was in my get up. So I didn't feel like that was where I was supposed to be. But it was fun.
One of these things is not like the other kind of thing.
Yeah, right.
Did they have cafes in there where they would like serve you like you could go and shop and then have a coffee and stuff?
Yeah. So we went in the Cartier store because, of course, Grace's mom wanted something. As she should, Lori. Lori's a boss. And the guys gave us their numbers. They're like, wait, because we gave them pins. They're like, we're coming to the games. So the guys that worked at Cartier came to the games.
Stop.
The last like 3. And
No
they were
way.
texting me and like, we're like, this is so amazing. So they sat us down and they're like, hey, do you want something to eat? Like, here's some water. Here's all this food. And like, I mean, we were talking to them for a while and they came to the game. So
turns out you belong.
Cartier guys from Milan.
That's amazing.
Crazy.
So your pregame basically routine was go for a walk with Parker and everybody chill, eat some fruit and a croissant.
Yep. Hit the Normas. Grace takes her nap, gets in her pajamas, close our curtain that still lots of light came in.
Yeah.
Our room was like 22 Celsius, which is really hot. And it just wouldn't cool down. We'd keep the window open and then we'd get dressed. I'd make sure I learned my lesson after the first few days of doing fit checks with Grace. She gets very anxious. So that we were going to be late. So I did it much earlier.
Yes.
And then we do that for the game day and then just walk to the bus.
She's an on-timer in Euro. We'll be okay.
I'm like 4 or 5 minutes before is great. She's more 10. So we cook it and we do about 8.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, happy medium.
And the PDUB's turning into that too. It's crazy. Like, I'm like, guys, we don't have to be at video 10 minutes before. Now everything's just 10 minutes early. Like, let's do 5. But I get it. People are just, when you're on the road, you're like, what else is there to do?
And that's it. That's fair. You mentioned getting fresh fruit and stuff.
Yes.
What was the village food like? I heard it was pretty repetitive.
Yeah. I love pasta. So I guess everyone else was complaining. I'm like, hey, I don't have to make my own food and I can sit in here and grab a Sprite, grab an orange juice. I have my yogurt. There's like, sometimes when you go to Europe, the yogurt's really weird. And for like to get your protein stuff, like you just need to eat it. And I remember going to like when we were in Czech and we were in like Russia for U18s, like I'm like, I came back and I couldn't have no more yogurt. It like tasted weird. So like all these things, you just kind of had to get used to it. But the pasta, I had pasta with sauce. I think I ate one vegetable when I was there. My mom would be very disappointed in me.
We didn't eat any. Don't worry.
Terrible.
So hard to find vegetables there. Why?
Well, like, I don't want steamed broccoli. And that was all there really was. So I just didn't. And then focaccia. They ran out of the real good focaccia with, I want to say 4 days left. And our nutritionist is a badass. So she's like, you have 5 minutes. My girls need the real focaccia. And she like put them on a timetable and actually got us the real focaccia back for like 1 day. But yeah,
someone's running to the store.
Kayla's running. Someone's running to go get it. But yeah, I didn't mind the food, and like you can make your own salads. And there's not, one thing in Europe and in like Italy is they don't really do dressing. So if you're gonna have a salad, your salad's gonna be crunchy, just crunchy, whatever.
No
they
sauce.
have coleslaw type of deal. So no sauce. But I thought everything was good, and the lava cakes were fantastic. And I always found a way to find
the reviews were great.
Reviews were great. We ended up, after we won, Simone, who worked in the dining hall, Gwen, of course, Gorge with Gwen, loved the lava cakes. So she goes, Simone, if we win, I want 100 on the table. I want 100 on the table. And when we actually did, we came back in. It was just me and her because, of course, everyone's on different schedules. And she was like, we need the lava cakes. Simone, we won. And he's like, oh, I have 2 left. And it was just me and Gwen. And I go, perfect. Bring them out. Bring them out.
You got the last 2?
So me and her were like, cheers, girl. We deserve it. And we were eating our lava.
Was Simone a boy or a girl?
A guy.
Okay, so I think it's Simone.
Simone. Okay.
Yeah,
well,
that's okay.
He
didn't correct you?
Nope. I'm like, Simone, over here.
It's me, Taylor, the lava cake girl.
Me. I need the lava cakes. But they were great.
I find you meet the coolest people in the dining hall too.
You do.
Who was like the coolest? Like, was there someone you're like, oh shit, look at that?
I don't fangirl too often.
Okay.
But I saw Yuta, the speed skater from the Netherlands, Jake Paul's fiance.
Yeah.
She's a brick house.
Really?
How
could you not be? Their quads are like the size of our waist.
Cow. But she's like, her waist is the size of my calf. Like, it's like she's tiny on that part. But she was eating. She always had her winged eyeliner on.
Mm-hmm.
It was so fun to see, like we saw like Dreisaitl and like, I'm not going to be like, oh, here, my name's Taylor Heise. Like, let me talk to you. I'm good just watching. Like, it's like I called it the Hunger Games. The dining hall was the Hunger Games. Everyone had on their own little section of where they came from. Yeah. And most people sat at the same table. But I'm trying to think, like, honestly, it was so fun to be with the men's team too. Like, we know them, but we didn't know them. So it was fun to get to know everyone. And I would say, I would say that's probably it. And I like loved meeting other people. And now like Ilya, we loved Alyssa Liu. She was like literally the most badass person. I've never met anyone like her. Ever. Amber Glenn, like all of the US people, Chalk and Bates. Actually, the more that I think about it, any US like Olympian, I guess. Yeah. They were awesome.
You guys are riding tight because you're a team at the Olympics.
Yeah, and of course, Layla and KK are making TikToks with Amber Glenn and Alyssa Liu. And I'm like, you guys are crazy, but I love them. So
badass. Did Parker get to meet Snoop?
I don't think Parker got to meet Snoop, but I did get a pin. We met Snoop after practice and you're not allowed in there. So, and Snoop was at the Village. Parker was really upset because I was taking a nap when he decided to come along to the Village and I missed the hour that he was on our floor. But I was like, I really think I'm going to meet him again. Like, Layla says so. So I'm going to trust in Layla that he might come around again. And he did. And he gave us roses. He was the sweetest guy.
He gave you guys roses after you won or before?
No, this was near Valentine's Day. So
right at the beginning.
He was adorable.
Oh, middle. It would be middle of the tournament. Yeah, it was right before quarters.
Yeah, middle. Yeah, right. So like he came to the rink and we were sitting there. Everyone had a bad attitude because we had just practiced and been at the rink for 5 hours. And this guy's trying to take our picture. He's like, all right, everyone sit here, smile. And then 2 minutes later, he's still taking pictures. And we're like, oh my God, little do we know, like Layla's mic'd up. And people are next to her, we're like, what the are we doing? Like, we need to get back. We got to like put the normals on. We got to get ready. We got to eat. And all of a sudden I go, no way. Someone's definitely here. And I turn my head and Snoop's just in the back of our picture.
He just weaseled in there.
He disappeared. He goes, girls, I'm so sorry I was late. My van was late, but we're here. And he handed out chains, roses, hats, pins, like
real chains.
He was, no, but actually funny you ask. He did tell Layla, I'll get you all an iced out chain if you guys win. So I actually need to check in with Layla how that's going. Because that would be very cool.
God.
Because he was wearing a big one. Like his was hefty.
It's part of the persona. It's like your sunglasses, his chain.
Correct. It's the same. Yeah.
Even Steven. Did you attend any other events? Like I know you said you
figure skating, speed skating. Yeah. So those are the only 2 that we could go to because that's where that's what was in our section. Yeah. We went to a bunch of speed skating to watch Britt, obviously. And then we went to figure skating. Grace and I always tried to go. And you can there's athlete tickets at the top. And we actually ended up, this is so funny. I think the US people just decided they weren't going to get tickets and just show up and sit in seats. And then people were like, oh, you're in my seat. And that got to be to the point where then we got tickets taken away. And then we had to go into our IOC and then tell them what we wanted to go to, which is fair.
Do it the right way.
They had buses going between everything every 15 minutes, which was fantastic. So you didn't have to wait. Like one of the performances, I'm like, oh yeah, Grace, let's go watch Chalk and Bates from the US. We get on the bus and they're on the bus with us. I'm like, what are you guys doing? We're going to watch you. What do you mean you're getting on the bus right now?
Yeah. Why aren't you there warming up?
And then turns out we went back before that because it ended up being like 10 p.m. before they even got on. So
they ran pretty late.
But they were amazing and they're like such a cool couple to watch. And like Ilya and Alyssa and everyone in that like group the group that won, I forget the name of what the performance is, but like they were amazing. Like I can't even fathom doing that on skates.
Dude, it's crazy. I tried it. I was on a reality TV show where I tried it and it's
no way.
Yo, you think you get bad elbow chips from hockey? Never mind. Pairs figure skating is like that's an extreme sport. Yeah.
And the guys that are like spinning them up here and I'm like, God.
Yeah. I popped David Pelche was my partner and I had popped blood vessels under my eye from him spinning me too fast. I was like, you can't like
Tessa,
Betty, I'm not,
what? I need to like look back into the things that you did.
Don't. You don't need to visit that. You mentioned Britt, but can we talk about, I heard a little bit of a story about like Hill was just so chill and didn't even really tell anyone that she got engaged.
No,
and
this
you guys
is like
all
the
found
most
out on a
Hill
post.
thing. This is the most Hill thing ever. The morning of, she didn't know when she was going to do it. And you know what?
But did you guys know she was going to do it there? Like,
No.
Did anybody have it? Come on.
Maybe Kelly, maybe her like besties,
Okay.
but I walk in the training room and I'm like minding my business, but I'm a snoop. Like I'm going to figure things out if things are happening. And Kendall goes, Hillary, it's so beautiful. Oh my goodness. I love the silver. I turned my butt right back around and I went back to my room and I said, Grace, something's up. Something's happening. And I go, Grace, God, like, I really think she's going to get engaged. Like, I think it's going to happen. And she goes, no. What, do you think so? And we sat there for 30 minutes figuring out when the best day would be. And I'm like, but if we win this game, then she can do it before this. But what if Britt ends up winning or losing in this one? Then like that wouldn't make sense. But we get to the rink. She's already done it, mind you. Some of our teammates had just gone to coffee with her and she had just done it. And they're like, we didn't see anything. And I think it was Scams was like, I saw the ring on her finger. And I'm like, you didn't care to share with the class?
Yeah.
Like share with the class. Like all of us. And then we get in the locker room and Robo's like, all right, I want to see Carp and Knight. And he tells me because I had just walked by and I'm like, okay, great. I swear to you, she pushes post, walks out of the room and is in a meeting for 20 minutes. And someone goes, Hillary's engaged. Hillary's engaged. And everyone's like flocking over. Meg Keller's like, no, she's not. What are you talking about? And she flocks over and I look over, Murph's bawling. Murph's got tears strolling down her face. And then I'm looking and I'm crying. Hillary walks in and we're all like, we're waiting. And then at this point, I'm like pissed because I'm like, wait, it's been 10 minutes. Now it's been 20 minutes. We just want to see Hillary.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden she walks in and everyone's clapping, everyone's crying. She walks over there and gives everyone a hug. Just a special moment because she deserves it. And I think those two are the definition of a power couple because they're like the best of the best.
Yeah.
And I think for them both to not only like say it's their last Olympics, but to have them both be their last Olympics and have so much pressure put on you on both sides. Like it's unbelievable.
I love it. That's the funniest thing. And you're right. That's so Hill. Like, it's like, whatever. It's not
like,
a big deal.
It's not a big deal. Like,
don't give me
And I go,
attention.
you had to do it over a grade? Are you kidding me? Like, you can't even kneel. You couldn't even get down on a knee.
When
you're going to put it on a grade?
When Jimmy Fallon was like, what if you dropped it? And she said, she's like, she didn't even think about it. Like, it was just like, it didn't come to her mind until she went to go put her knee down. And she was like, I can't even kneel on this thing.
No. And then also Grace did clock it because Hillary had a very nice box, which was a ring box on her stall because Britt's sister brought it with. And Grace is like, someone gave her that after the game. And Grace was like, oh my God, that's such a nice ring. And she's snooping too. We're both bad. I know. And then that was before I had found it out from her talking to Kendall in the training room. And then we started putting pieces together.
You are detectives.
We're the Scooby-Doo gang.
Yeah, you are. If I ever need something figured out, I know who I'm calling.
Let us know.
the black lab. No, the
black cat.
Black cat.
Retriever.
Golden Retriever. Right. I'll get that right one day.
No worries.
Let's talk about the tournament and your crazy good team. You were just steamrolling everybody. Beat everyone by 5 goals. The quarters was by, you had 6 goals in that game, whatever. Confidence, I'm assuming, was very high going into the semis and finals.
Yeah, definitely really high. But also, we talked about like what people would say if, you know, this team, we've been just, you know, killing people and playing so well and feeling so good and everyone being so happy. They're like, we kind of talked about how people would judge us based on the fact if something goes wrong.
Right.
And I think it was important for us to go over that because with how many people who are young in our team that hadn't been through that, getting down in a game, it shouldn't be weird. It shouldn't be odd. It happens.
Yeah.
Teams are great. We're great, but things happen. It's a hockey game. And I liked that we talked about it because I think it was important to have like us when we did get down in that championship game.
Yeah.
I really think people were like, you know what? It's one goal.
Yeah.
You got to score to win. So someone has to score to win. And I think it was important for us to figure that out. But like, just like how dominant things were, like I would have never changed anything. I think what we did was perfect. And I think the way we went about kind of like testing the waters in practice and really working on certain things. And I just think props to our coaching staff and the people that, you know, are behind the scenes for us. Cause I think our scouting was, you know, great and just finding the little niche things that we needed to work on that helped us kind of get over those humps and worked on a lot of special teams, worked on a lot of like D2D spreads and that goal that from, you know, Layla to Hillary, like that's a prime example of it.
So you guys were cautiously confident, I would say, going into the final.
Yes. And I think if you know people too on our team, like we don't have people that are overly exuberantly confident.
Yeah.
Like we're all very confident humans and we love what we do as we should because it's just you do it at a top level, but we don't have people that are going to go out in.
Yeah. Not arrogance.
No.
So in that final game, you said you were down 1-0. Who was vocal? Like, did Hill have a moment before the game where she like spoke to everyone? Like, what was the pregame speech like? Like, what was the feels before you guys headed out on the ice?
I don't remember what Robo said exactly, but I remember like he was trying to get us fired up. And obviously like he leaves and Hill, you know, kind of wraps it up and says like, it's go time. This is what we dream about. And this is why you train. All of you are a certain age and whatever it is, -8, whatever you started, like that's been the time that you've been dialed in to do this. So let's go out and do it and have fun. And that's her biggest thing. She's always like, if you have fun, you're going to play well.
Yeah.
If you don't have fun and you're scared, it's not going to go well. So go out there and have fun. And I think after the second period, when we were down going into the third, she's like, someone be a hero. Like, let's do it.
And everyone's looking at her like, Hill.
Yeah, we're like, all right, you do it too, buddy. As long as you're out there and you play hard, well, whatever. So she was amazing. And I think she just leads our group in such a crazy and like just put together way. And she was struggling. Like,
I was going to say, did you guys know how injured she was? You did, eh?
Yeah.
Scheiße.
And it's hard because I remember watching her one shift. I think it was against Italy. And she was just getting targeted. And that game was out of sorts anyways.
Yeah.
But she had gotten targeted twice. And I remember just like feeling like I actually could have cried in the moment because I felt so bad because I know how that feels. I played with the knee brace on like for weeks. I had to, you know, get back, like things like that. And you just know how shitty that feels. And, you know, she's a fighter though. And I knew she was never going to quit. Like that was never an option.
No chance.
When you get to that third period, she was like, all adrenaline, baby. What we need to do is go out there and play our game. We don't need to focus on what they're doing. We need to focus on us. Yeah. And that was kind of the message, I think.
And did it stay that way? Like, was the chatter on the bench uplifting? Like, even as time in the third period was winding down, it was just like, no, we're going to do it.
Yeah, I think sometimes it's that quiet confidence. But also you have to be like, if the bench is quiet, there's a problem.
Right.
So I always say like, I'm very vocal. I love to talk. I love to like get people going. And I'm like, you got this. Like into my line too, I give them major props like Murph and Bilka. Murph's the only one that has been there. And it's crazy because she looks at me and she's like, well, you're the leader of the line. Like you're the oldest, like you got this, like you've been here and I'm like, well, I haven't been here, but I feel like I have and I'm here now. And I told them, I said, guys, if we go out there and play our best game today, I don't see a way that we lose.
Yeah.
I think if we can go out there and set our team up for success and just fly around and make things happen, we are not losing. And I remember I tell them the whole game, I'm like, go out there and just absolutely let it go. We got 60 minutes, if a little bit more.
Let it fly.
Go out there and rip it. Yeah.
So Hill scores. And I'm assuming that is like the injection of adrenaline that everybody
just right
needs.
In the vein. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like, was the bench losing it? Like,
yeah, I was on the ice. So I jumped. That was probably my highest vertical I've had in years. But like, I think Layla did like this horse. She looked like she was like a horse, like running on the ice. And she jumps up. And I remember just thinking, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
We did it. And then I'm like, okay, there's still more time. There's still more time. I go, just dump the puck, get the puck in.
Yeah.
If we get to overtime, we'll be just fine. Like this is the end of this game is important, but it's not, because I think overtime, like once they score that goal, or once we score that goal, like I think everyone on our bench was like, no, we have enough clutch people. Like we have people on our bench. Every single person here can do it.
You could roll the lines. Yeah,
we can see it.
Did you feel like Canada lost wind in their sails after that time goal?
Yeah, I would have. You think you have it. And I remember in every World Championship game, I've never let myself say if we're up 2-1, we have it. Because I remember scoring and we were up 2-1 I think it was 2-1 in our last World Championships. And I was like, oh my God, we're doing it. We're doing it. And then boom, Pooh scores 3 minutes later. I'm like, all right,
yeah,
cool. But yeah, I told myself like never too high, never too low, but our group has it. And we've done the overtime and we've won the most recent one. So like we can do it. And when he picked the pairs, I'm all about good karma. And Tessa and I were the ones that, finished off that last goal in the World Championships last time. And, we were put together and she just goes like this. She goes, let's do it. Let's do it again. And just gave me a fist bump. I go, great. I'm all in.
Dig it. Do you remember how the play developed where Keller just pulled that boss move and finished it off? Where were you?
So I didn't see it.
You do what?
I didn't see the goal.
Come on.
No. And I had to ask a reporter to show me it after the game.
Why?
Because I wasn't on the bench. I remember skating the puck out and I'm like, okay, Pooh's coming after me. She's fresh off a shift and she's going to angle me and she's going to destroy me on this side of the net. Like something's going to happen. And I go, okay, I see Keller up there and I go, as long as I give her a good pass, I mean, there's no one there. Like they're going to come off on a change and I'm like, she could do something. So I send it as hard as I can up and I'm like, I see that she's going to catch it and I hightail it to the bench, not even looking at what's happening. Because if the bench tells you like, turn around, I'll turn around and go back. But I was so tired that I was hightailing it head down. And all of a sudden I look up and I see this. And then I see Murph already flying on the ice and I turn my head and Keller's in the corner doing her like she had almost tripped and she's like, has one hand up. She's already got her gloves off. And I remember I turned my body and I just sent it. And I had
you weren't
no
tired
idea.
anymore.
And I remember Allie Altman was on the bench and I'm like, dude, what happened? Like, what happened? It was a one-on-one. Like she had to have done something dirty. And no one could show me the video and no one replayed it. So I finally got like the replay of it. Like
from a reporter.
An hour and a half later from like someone in the someone in the stands showed it to me. But like that's classic me. Like I'm not getting caught out there. That's the last thing I'm doing.
Yeah.
After the Murph back check on Daryl, I'm like, heck no, I'm not getting stuck out here. So I hightailed it to the bench.
Smart.
But
were there ever nerves at all in that game? Do you feel like anybody had any type of nerves?
I definitely coming in. Like I always say, I just need one shift.
Yeah.
Like
the first hit was for me.
People that know me, like know that I'm a yawner during the national anthems. We sometimes have like bets how many there's going to be. And I've always done it since I was a kid. When I get anxious, I just start yawning and like over and over again. USA Hockey, we'd have to do pull-up, like how many pull-ups you can do. And I would sit there and we'd have to go through alphabetical. And I would people are like, what is wrong with you? Like, you're yawning. Are you tired? Did you not sleep? And I remember during the national anthem, I had like a few too many for my liking. And I was like, okay, Taylor, you need to calm down. Yeah. And I just need one shift. Like just one shift. And I had my one shift. And after that, I said, it is what it is. God's going to put me in a position to be successful or not. And it's just going to be what it is. And I'm not going to want to look back at this game and think I didn't give it my all and give it 100%. And that's all I can do.
Yeah. You'd rather empty the tank and have it fall however it did.
That's what Kendall said. She's like, empty the tank. And when she talks and when she gets up and says something, you listen. Absolutely. She said, everyone empty that tank.
Yeah, whatever you got left, you don't need it.
She's going to empty it too, because she's quick.
Yeah, you don't need it anymore after this.
No, you don't.
Just empty it.
That's what my dad always says too.
Yeah. What was the after party like? What's the cellies?
Yeah, the Winter House was pretty cool. We walked in, they handed us a glass of champagne.
Nice.
And then I had 2
was Snoop there?
No, I didn't see him there, actually.
Okay. You got the spritz
I honestly
going?
Didn't see many people. I walked in and Parker's, I'm like, can you get me an Aperol spritz? He's like, dude, the line's so long. I said, screw the line. Yeah. I walk through everyone. I walk right to the front and I'm like, sir, I need 2 Aperol spritzes. And I think it was like our doctor's daughter was at the front. She goes, Taylor, come here. What do you need? And I got my 2 Aperol spritzes and I walked back to Parker. And the highlight of the night is classic. He's like, you missed my birthday. And I'm like, no, it's 12:01. It's 12:01, Tessa. It's 12:01 in the morning. It's been 1 minute of his birthday. And of course I'm not. I don't know.
His birthday was the day after you won?
Yes.
Oh, that's fun. What a fun birthday
So
celebration
we
for
won
him.
on the 19th and his is the 20th. So we're like, I have 2 Aperol spritzes in my hand and he goes, you missed my birthday. And I'm like, here, you can have one.
Happy birthday. Did you guys even
Happy
sleep?
No, he went home early, not early, but like, I think 1 and we stayed until like 3:30.
Yeah.
Maybe more. I don't know. Cause we knew that it was going to last a long time. So
Yeah.
I needed to get great, and Grace needs her beauty sleep too. So I'm like, okay, as long as we get like 5 hours, like we'll be fine. So we get back at like 3, but I think my parents and him went back at like 1, but no, it was fun.
Fair
I got
enough.
to hang with him the next day too. So it was good.
Yeah. Game was early enough. I feel like you guys had a lot of time to dial it in.
I feel like what time did we get done? I think we were at the Winter House at like 11:30.
Okay. Wow. That's early.
So like maybe 12. I don't know. I actually have no idea. We had to wait for, I think Scams got drug tested.
Ugh, that's the worst.
Yeah. I think it was Scams. I don't actually know, but yeah, we had to wait for that. But then everything was great. We got on the bus. They brought us to the Winter House and boom, there it was.
Boom shakalaka. Had your fun with your fam and friends.
Yeah.
Who outside of your family, who was like someone that you thought of right away that you're like, oh my gosh, I got to thank them so much for helping me achieve this? Did you have one? Because for myself, it was like one of my trainers, Cal. And I was like, I got to call this guy.
I would definitely say like just my teammates that have pushed me.
Yeah.
But also like this, I hope this doesn't sound selfish, but I did a lot for myself as a kid and my teams were never good. And I think like, I sometimes just had to sit back and tell myself like, it's going to be worth it one day. Like, yeah, I know you hate it right now and it's not fun and it's not fun to lose by 10. But like, you're going to figure it out and it's going to be okay. And I think I just had to like sit back and like say like it was. But then another person is my grandpa too. He lives in Lake City still, but he drove me every day to either school or practice in the cities. My dad would drive me to school. He'd pick me up. Yeah. My grandpa would pick me up and then bring me to the cities. And just like my parents were too busy. Like we had 3 kids in sports.
It's
There's
crazy.
2 people, 3 kids in sports. That's one less person. So my grandpa and I were besties and I'd listen to polka music on the way there.
I remember you saying that.
Yeah, just super fun. And like, he was definitely someone and I wished he could have been there, but just couldn't make it happen. And I think, and my other grandparents as well, they're fantastic. And they're Badger fans. And they decided to throw that all away for me when I chose the Gophers. So
as they should.
Love them to death. But yeah, my 3 grandparents for sure.
That's awesome. Well, thanks for sharing all that with us. Like a little inside peak. And we're getting an inside peek of your room closet.
My closet room. Yes.
Yeah.
That's and if my floor is insane right now or else I would show you. But yeah, lots going on. We have all my clothes.
The game day fits.
This is where I feel inspired. This is my room of inspiration.
The inspo room. I dig it. Taylor, thank you so much. You're always a boss. Appreciate you. Thanks for sharing all those stories.
Of course. Thank you so much.
Best of luck on the 3-peat.
3, baby.
All right, that interview delivered by Pizza Pizza, introducing their new volcano dipper. Pull, rip, and dip your slice into the molten volcano-shaped center filled with their classic creamy garlic sauce.
I cannot wait to see what Snoop Dogg has in store for the girls. Those chains, like, come on now.
Yeah. They're going to be blinged out. And you know he's going to follow through. It's Snoop.
Oh.
And I mean, he's pals with Layla. You heard her talk about it. Pals with Layla. He said it. He's going to pull through. And I want them all to wear them on the walk-ins for like not just one time. I want to see multiple appearances by these chains.
I feel like we're not going to be able to get a good photo because there's just going to be so much bling in them. But I can't wait. I can't wait.
I know, me too. All right, Buckies, it's your first ever Dr. Jill segment. Are you ready for this?
I always listen to Dr. Jill and I love hearing your guys' advice. So I'm really excited to toss in my few cents here.
Yeah, you love hearing it, but you haven't actually listened to it yet. Remember I told you to wash your gloves or maybe get a new pair because they're reeky?
No, I can't be me. Definitely not my gloves.
All right, let's get to it. Hey, Tessa and Julia, aka Buckles, for this episode. I have an urgent Dr. Jill's question for you. My name is George. What's up, George? And I'm a day one supporter and an advocate to the PWHL and Minnesota. Okay. And I make the Purple Rain podcast. Everybody support George. Go listen to Purple Rain.
Heyo.
I'm flying out from England for the Frost's next 3 games. Guy lives in England and he's got a Purple Rain podcast. What a legend. What advice would you give me attending the PWHL in person? Thanks. And from one PWHL podcast to another, keep up the good work. Right back at you, pal. We're going to be tuning in.
George.
All right, what do we got for Georgie here?
Where does one start?
I know where you start. Tell us, Buckies, where do you start when you go to Minnesota?
I would be hitting right away Tom Reed's.
Yeah. 2 for 1
2
bevies.
for 1. 2 for 1 drinks, right, Tessa, on game days?
Yeah. What are you ordering?
So I don't know. I just I've heard that there's a go-to drink there called the Mind Eraser. I think it's just
sounds safe.
It's purple. It's purple themed and maybe a little bit of vodka. So George, maybe get your hand on a couple of those and then head over to the venue.
Yeah, pack your dancing shoes though. Have some fun in there. Let loose. That's what it's all about in the PDUB. Just showing up as yourself and having a grand old time. The ladies will take care of the entertainment. You just make sure you're cheering loud and having a good time. George, we hope to see you there. There's a lot of games coming up for Minnesota. Speaking of what's coming up, I mentioned Seattle being on the road. Buckies, they are heading to Minnesota to see George and the Purple Rain podcast on Friday. Saturday, Ottawa is going to be heading out west to Vancouver, taking on the GoldenEyes and all of their crazy fans out there. Sunday, the game we talked about, Boston, visiting Montreal. I don't know how you go to Montreal and not just carbo load on like poutines and chien shows. Chien shows, by the way, are hot dogs for the non-French speaking individuals.
I was just about to ask you actually what that meant, but I said, oh yeah. Anyways.
They're called steamers, which sounds horrible, but they're very tasty. It's a steamed dog and like a bun. I know. Carrying on, Seattle will be visiting Toronto after their visit in Minnesota. They're going to be heading to Coca-Cola Coliseum, take on the Septas. And then New York taking on Minnesota in Minnesota. I'm assuming George will be at that game because he said he's going home for the next 3. I don't know if you're attending all 3, George, but you should. So those are the games slated before our next episode that is going to be recorded. Buckies, thanks for doing this. Big thanks to our sponsors too, SharkNinja, CCM, Pizza, FanDuel, Arrow. By the way, our FanDuel segment, we're going to do it on Monday. Buckies and I aren't allowed, as being athletes and all, talking numbers and stuff, but we will have our FanDuel segment coming on Monday. How was it for you, Bucks? It was great for me.
I had the time of my life, Tessa, to be honest.
For those who are wondering, Bucky's voice, she's a little bit sick, but she's still bucked up and came here for us in true Emma Buckles fashion.
Come on.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Tune into Buckles' podcast. It's called Jocks Next Gen, talking about all the upcoming prospects that will be entering the PWHL. Some great interviews taking place there. You can follow her on socials at Jocks Next Gen and follow us on socials, jocksinjills. Subscribe wherever you get your podcast. Subscribe to the PWHL YouTube page as well. That helps us out. All right, everybody. We love you. Until the next one.